That was Mr. Trump avoiding the debate that went on stage. It wasn't a particularly auspicious occasion, I have to say. Star of the night, if anybody, well, I wasn't there, but I'm told that Vivek Ramaswamy is emerging as a lively candidate. He's certainly got a good line in rhetoric to put people down, which is kind of what you need in these debates. We thought, rather than talk to more Republicans, let's talk to the Democrats. And Inge Kjemtrup, who's joined us before on LBC News, is a very welcome back to you, surrogate speaker and a former chair of Democrats Abroad. Now, Inge, I don't know if you stayed up all night to watch this particular debate. From the reports you've seen, do you think the Democratic Party should fear any of the candidates apart from Mr. Trump?
Well, in a word, no.
Okay.
There were
short interview.
8 folks on stage, all sort of out of touch with things in different ways, to be fair. Not acknowledging, for example, the big one that stuck out to me, the realities of climate change. Here we are, more and more information coming in about what we face, and that was completely ignored. Also, just pretending that the changes that have taken place since Biden elected didn't happen, like the infrastructure improvements. They'll sort of deny that, but they're all happy to show up at a bridge opening as infrastructure gets improved in their part of the world. But I think what particularly kind of fascinated me is that some of the candidates on the stage, some of the Republicans here, are playing the game as it used to be played. So, they're having discussions. There's no good policy discussion from what I can see. But some of them are kind of playing the game like we used to have discussions about policies. They believe in democracy. They believe in the constitutions. Well, while others are following the more populist mode. And it's kind of fascinating as an onlooker to see that struggle in the heart of the Republican Party.
Sure. And in American politics generally, do you despair that proper debate, intelligent thought about an argument in the most proper sense of that word about how to run America, about what policies to adopt for America, is being subsumed by this kind of instant, snappy, who's got the neatest bit of rhetoric to insult their opponent?
Well, I guess there was a lot of that last night, all kind of piling on each other, with a few of them trying to rise above each other.
Can American politics do that? Can it rise above all this, or do you think it's stuck in this mode for the time being?
Well, I mean, for the sake of democracy, I certainly hope so. I mean, one of the things that was kind of fascinating was the audience reaction. I didn't see every last minute, but, there were defenses made of democracy by some of the candidates and the primacy, the rule of law. And you heard cheers from the audience to that kind of thing. The candidates went on a lot about the abortion and women's reproductive rights issue, which is very contentious, but there wasn't that much excitement from the audience there. So I find this encouraging because it kind of shows, to me anyway, what the Democrats are doing, what Biden is doing is more in tune with American people and even that segment of it that came to the debate.
Do you think from a Democratic standpoint, and let's assume that nobody's going to challenge Joe Biden, he is the presumptive candidate for your party, he would rather take on a potentially discredited, he's certainly an encircled President Trump, than any of these other people?
Well, it's sort of hard to know. I mean, it's very early days. The primaries the season doesn't start until the beginning of next year.
Hasn't even started yet, and we're still talking about it.
I know. And I think the Republicans have another debate, but it's something where we don't know how they're going to be setting themselves up. I mean, judging on the performance tonight, I think any of them of the 8 would find it hard to rise above the current front runner. But we really just don't know. I mean, what worries me more is making sure that Democrats know that they can turn out. And I just have to give a little plug. If you're an overseas Democrat, you can vote. Encourage you, an American, I should say. I would encourage you to go to votefromabroad.org. It's very easy to vote if you if you do that. So it's important to get turnout. I think that people will start to get increasingly engaged. This is kind of the first taster of what we're seeing from the Republican camp. And for the sake of our country, for the sake of the United States, I sincerely hope that we see people who do, in fact, believe in constitutional government end up triumphing one way or the other.
Inge, good to talk to you again. Thank you for being with us. Inge Kjemtrup, there, the surrogate speaker and former chair of Democrats Abroad UK.